Hey everyone, are you planning to attend Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party this year, but are feeling completely overwhelmed by all the planning that's involved? Well, don't worry, you're definitely not alone and you're in exactly the right place, as I'm about to share my top 12 insider tips and tricks that will transform your holiday party experience from stressful to absolutely magical. But here's what most people don't realize: there's actually one critical mistake that a lot of first time attendees will make that can waste hours of standing in line, and I'm going to reveal exactly what that is and how to avoid it within this video. So if you're planning your next Walt Disney World vacation and you're visiting during the holiday season, just be sure to stick around until the end, as I'm about to cover really a lot of what you need to be prepared for as you get down to Disney from November through December. Without any further ado, let's go get started. Thank you again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, this is really my 12 Disney World holiday tips and tricks for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I'm breaking down essentially my top tips and tricks for this year's event. So let's jump right in and let's get started with tip number 12. And I would say make sure that you always buy your park tickets in advance, but that's not even the tip here. What you really have to be mindful of when it comes to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is that, especially when compared to the Halloween event that Disney does in Magic Kingdom, is that Disney's really cramming in as many parties from November 7th through December 21st as they can. That's different from the Halloween party, where we really get middle of August through October. You really only have 2 months to enjoy the Christmas event, and what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of them. So this is important for a couple different reasons. Well, first and foremost, there's a lot of them because they're really popular. So you do need to always make sure you buy your park tickets in advance, because these events can and they will sell out. So if you want to go to this event, make sure you buy your park tickets. The next thing you have to be mindful of is, as you're planning your week, maybe you're just going to one Christmas party on Friday, but you still need to be mindful of the other Christmas parties throughout that week, because that's going to impact Magic Kingdom and it's going to impact the time that Magic Kingdom closes for you if you're not going to a party that night. So Magic Kingdom will close at 6 o'clock on party nights for everyone who doesn't have a special ticket to go to and stay at the Christmas party. One of the most popular questions we get is, Mike, if I have a ticket for Magic Kingdom, can I stay and just enjoy the Christmas party? Unfortunately, no. So you have to be mindful of that, especially if you're trying to see, let's say, Happily Ever After, which is the popular fireworks show. You need to plan around what nights they're going to have a Christmas party. And of course, you need to plan what night you want to attend your Christmas party. What I'm seeing right now on the calendar is that Mickey's Very Merry Christmas parties will typically fall on a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. For some reason, we have one random Monday in there, but I'm going to repeat this. It will be Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. The other thing you have to be mindful of is, the holiday season in Disney World is going to be really November 7th through, of course, through New Year's. Disney also has an event called Jollywood Nights over at Hollywood Studios. Typically, that's going to fall on Saturday or Monday, or Saturday or Wednesday, depending on the month you visit. Again, though, if you're planning your week-long vacation, you need to be aware of what nights Disney's doing these special events. Over to number 11, and we're now dumping into what's going to happen once you get to the party. How should you tackle it? Well, if you're trying to meet Jack and Sally, I would still say to arrive strategically early, and with your Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party ticket, you can get into Magic Kingdom at 4 p.m. Now, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., we have historically seen Jack and Sally start to meet guests. I would still go and meet Jack and Sally during that time if that's kind of what what you want to do. If you want to meet them, I still think it pays to arrive early. And when I say arrive early, I would arrive at Magic Kingdom no later than 3:30, so you'll be some of the first guests into the park, and just go and get this meet and greet out of the way first. Now, what I would say, I just did this for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and me and my wife, we waited 3 hours. Took us a little bit to get our wristbands, but so by the time we got to this meet and greet, it was right around 4 o'clock. We went to the first party though, and I think that's really important. I typically feel like you should probably expect to wait an hour and a half to 2 hours. And guests are like, no, Mike, don't, you shouldn't don't wait that long. But my thing is, like, you're not on the party hours yet. Like anything from 4 to 7, you're playing with house money. So if you want to meet Jack and Sally, why would you not go and do it when you're not even, it's not the party hours yet? So I still feel like this is a great way to take advantage of this, especially if you have another day planned at Magic Kingdom that you can kind of, sort of put towards all of the rides and go and get as many rides out on that day as possible. If you're trying to really do the unique stuff for Mickey's Very Merry, I still think that this is a great tip and trick. And just in general, be aware of all of the other character meet and greets that we probably will talk about in a little bit. But on the flip side, if you don't want to do it between 4 to 7, if you want to meet Jack and Sally with the lowest wait time possible within the party event, I would take a look and I would try to go during the parades or during the fireworks. And you could see that's where the pros and cons, like if you don't go between 4 and 7, then you kind of have to give something up to get a good wait. And that's kind of why I just feel like just get it out of the way, especially because I love the parade and fireworks at the Christmas party. I don't want to skip them. Over to number 10, and I would say be familiar with the attractions that have holiday overlays. And you could see if you're familiar, I'm talking a lot about the Halloween event, but if you're familiar with the Halloween event, what you want to be familiar with is that there actually are different overlays. Well, one in particular that you want to be mindful of, but you want to be sort of familiar that there are certain twists and turns on our classic and favorite Magic Kingdom ride. So guests can hold on tight as Space Mountain launches you on a journey through the cosmos with high energy holiday tunes and festive interior lighting. Guests will also be able to enjoy the Mad Tea Party in Fantasyland as it becomes a wild and wacky Christmas party where you can spin your teacup to one of 4 holiday combos of lights and music. We also have the Tomorrowland Speedway race through the holidays. So there's actually 2 now that I'm going through the list. There's 2 really different ones from the Halloween event. And Tomorrowland Speedway, guests can cruise through a festive freeway filled with thousands of lights and jam to a futuristic holiday soundtrack as you get behind the wheel. And the other really, really popular one is going to be Get Ready to Laugh on Jingle Cruise, which is packed with holiday themed puns. Jingle Cruise can be enjoyed during the party or all day long at Magic Kingdom Park. So again, you could see where sort of the strategy comes in. If you are going to Magic Kingdom on a different day, you can do Jingle Cruise. If not, one of the unique things you can only do at the Christmas compared to the Halloween event. But then also guests can go and watch as the crew of Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor put some ha 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 in their ho 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 with a seasonal show. This is directly from the Walt Disney World website. I'm not that clever when it comes to marketing. Long story short, be familiar with the holiday ride overlays that they have going on. Over to number 9, when it comes down to getting into your Christmas party and having the most fun possible, getting the most done, always have a game plan. And a lot of that comes along with understanding which rides you should and should not go on during your party. So what I went and I did is I looked at the average wait times for last year's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and these are the top rides that have the highest average wait time that, in my opinion, you want to avoid during your party if you can. So in at number 1, we have Tron Light Cycle Run with an average wait time of 63 minutes. In at number 2, we have Jingle Cruise, makes sense, with an average wait time of 29 minutes. In at number 3, we have Space Mountain with an average wait time of 24 minutes. In at number 4, we have Seven Dwarfs Mine Train with an average wait time of 31 minutes. And then in at number 5, we have Peter Pan's Flight with an average wait time of 28 minutes. So what would I do with this info? Well, just like it sounds, out of all of those, if you can visit these rides on your Magic Kingdom day, go for it. Jingle Cruise, we just read that they will have this ride open during regular park hours. So the one main ride here that's in top average wait time that I would say you really want to make sure that you go on during your party no matter what is Space Mountain, because it's going to have the high energy holiday tunes and the Christmas lighting that is only unique to the party. Okay, over to tip and trick number 8. And I would say make sure that you're dressing for the occasion with layers and comfort, right? It's the layer method where you put layers on and then you could take them off throughout the day or throughout the night as you go. The interesting thing about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is, of course, it's between November to December. In Orlando, it's really hit or miss. You don't know what you're going to get. It could be, sweatshirt weather during the day, or it could just be hot and you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt. But at night, I would always bring a sweatshirt no matter what, but you really need to do the layer method. It's always better to have it on and you could take off as opposed to you have to go buy a sweatshirt or sweatpants or whatever it might be. When it comes to just any theme park vacation, though, of course, remember that comfort is key. So there's got a lot of walking. There's a lot that goes into being in the parks all day. So keep that in mind as you're picking whatever clothes, or if you're doing like holiday pajamas. People really go all out for the parties. long story short, make sure that you are prepared from a clothing standpoint. Over to number 7, and like I said, this is just my opinion. I would not miss the Christmas fireworks. So we have Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks, which is a spectacular exclusive to the party, where guests can enjoy projections and then, of course, all of our holiday favorite tunes as it goes along with the fireworks show. The main show is going to be once at 10 o'clock at night, and in my opinion, it simply is a cannot miss. Over to number 6, and I would say if you're planning to do the parade, plan accordingly. So this is kind of what I would suggest. If you're looking for the lowest crowds possible, you want to go to the later parade. So there's 2 parade times. Typically, it's going to be 8:15, which is the first parade, and then the later parade is going to be at 11 o'clock at night. If you're looking for the lowest wait times where you can sort of show up maybe 20 minutes, a half hour before the parade and still get a good seat, go to the later parade at 11 o'clock at night. If you have young kids, just go to the 8:15 parade. The one thing I would be, say, setting expectations is if you're going to the 8:15 parade and you show up at 8 o'clock to grab a spot, probably not going to be a great spot. This event is so popular for everyone. So a lot of Florida locals will go. And of course, if you're a local, you go on the rides all the time. You're going for the parade and you're going for the fireworks. Guests will start lining up for a good spot for the 8:15 parade, an hour before. I mean, sometimes it's at an hour and 15 minutes before, I guess would be, the correct if the party starts at 7. But people are showing up really, really early for a great spot. So you kind of just have to go with the flow. Over to tip number 5, and this is the same as with the Halloween party, but make sure that you eat dinner before you get to this event. Don't do a sit-down dining reservation during this party. I don't think it's worth it. I definitely would make sure you're eating either, early lunch during the day. And so you get to this event and you can kind of just snack. And I would also say that there are a ton of specialty themed food at this event. And I always really, really enjoy the food just as much as the rides and the parade and fireworks. Disney does a really good job. It's a lot of fun. So I would just skip a sit down meal, go and snack at the park. Over to number 4. And this is actually one that I haven't done when it comes to a special event I don't think ever, but I would say make sure that if you are interested in the photos, you get the memory maker. So this will just make your night go that much smoother. But also there are a lot of really, really, really cool and unique character meet and greets at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party that you'll want to get photos of. But there are just different like magic shots, they're called, throughout the night. So buy the memory maker in advance. If you're going to Disney for a week-long vacation and the Christmas party is right in the middle, you can get the memory maker essentially for the entire week and you can use it on other days. So I think it's a win-win. Another tip that I would say too is if you buy it in advance, you're going to automatically save up to $25 as long as you purchase it 3 days in advance of your visit versus buying it at when you get down to Disney World. So this is save you time, save you money. It's a win-win. Over to number 3. And again, you'll see if you have young kids and you're trying to fill in your night, right? Don't skip the dance parties. So the dance parties are a fun, interactive way to engage with the characters and allow for your kids to kind of go and run off some energy, right? So some of the cool ones are going to be Disney Junior Jingle Jam, featuring characters like Doc McStuffins, Vampirina, and Timon. And then we have Club Tinsel, which is also going to have characters like Santa Goofy, Buzz Lightyear, and also Max Goof. And so this brings us over to tip number 2. And I would say make sure that you're planning a rest day on your party day, and then make sure that you're not planning a super, super early morning the next morning. So Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is a very late night. You could see you can get into Magic Kingdom as early as 4 o'clock, and you're going to be in the park until midnight. That's when the party ends. So you want to make sure that you're not, running yourself crazy in the beginning of the day and you have some energy for later at night. Same thing, you're going to be getting back to your Disney hotel. If you're staying till midnight, by the time you get out of the park, and if you're taking Disney transportation and you get back to your hotel, it's still probably going to be 1 o'clock. You change, you shower, whatever it might be. You're getting to bed at 1:30, maybe even 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a really late night. Plan accordingly. Don't plan to rope drop or do early entry the next morning after your party night. It will just allow you to really have a better vacation, in my honest opinion. And of course, we are now at tip and trick number 1, but I would say make sure that you're strategizing and you're planning for the unique character meet and greets that are going on at this party. So there are party exclusive characters in their holiday attire, which are a major draw. Some of the fan favorites, like I said, are Jack and Sally. We have Winnie the Pooh, we have Maribel. But of course, the most important one, and the reason why I left it for number one, no Christmas party is complete without meeting Santa Claus. Disney does have Santa's Christmas Carnival, which guests can go and visit Storybook Circus as it's transformed into a must visit holiday destination filled with joyful Christmas cheer, friends from the North Pole, and of course, Santa Claus. So if you have young kids and you're visiting for this Christmas party, that's something really, really cool. And I don't think a lot of people talk about it enough, just my honest opinion. But that is it, everyone. Those are essentially my 12 holiday tips and tricks for visiting Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, just be sure to leave a like. And if you need more Disney World planning tips and trick videos just like this, follow along. Just be sure to hit that subscribe button, as I have a lot more similar videos coming out in the coming weeks. And if you still need help planning your next Disney World vacation, just be sure to go check out theparkprodigy.com, or you can even fill out the questionnaire to get a free vacation quote in our show notes. You can get help from me and my team. We would love to help you plan an amazing Disney World vacation. And right now we're running a promotion giving up to $250 back in a Disney gift card, which you actually can use on your vacation. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. And until next time, I will talk to you soon.